Good morning and happy Thursday. It's a rainy one here in southeastern Massachusetts, but I guess it's better than snow. I guess that's someone's perspective. Yesterday I got into some of my quirky, some may think, how my mind works and my deep thoughts. And today I wanted to do the same thing. So I wanted to just talk about a couple of things. This morning my writing was about see, I can go way off the topic, but I get into some really deep stuff, and I think it's really cool. It's profound for me, so it's awesome. So the topic was, look out the window and what do you see? Well, this was at 4:15 this morning, so didn't see too much. It was dark out. It was actually black except for one light. It was a porch light that I saw. I believe it was a porch light or someone's back, floodlight or something. And I said, it's funny because without darkness, we can't see the light, I don't think I really came up with that saying, but it was just a thought that came to me. And then I said, well, I guess it's all comparative, right? So light and darkness, it's all comparative. If you are in a dark room, and I'm sure a lot of you have experienced this, if not all of you, and someone puts on a bright light, it's shocking. It's so bright, right? It can almost give you a headache. That's too bright. As opposed to if just someone lights a candle, the light is soft, and it's comforting. It has a certain volume. Volume's not the right word, but you know what I mean. Brightness to it, lumens or whatever they call it. But if you are in a well-lit room, a bright room, fluorescent lights or whatever it is, and you light a candle, the candle is dim in comparison to the bright light. So in a dark room, the candle is sufficient to bring light, and you can read a book, whatever, to it. But if you're in a bright room, the candle is not as bright. And so the same thing goes for words like good and bad, like the comparison of good and bad. And I'm trying to get away with labeling things good or bad, right? Because they are not really measurable. They're comparative. They're just different, right? They are what they are. And so let me give you an example. So if you're a salesperson and you may be new into sales and whatnot, and you sell your product, one product, and you're ecstatic. This is your first time selling a product, right? You would consider that a good day. Now, let's take a salesperson that usually sells about 10 items a day, and then on this same day they sell one item. Is that a good day for them? No, it's a bad day. They both sold one item. So how is that measured? It's measured in comparison, right? So it's not really a good measuring technique. It's all comparative. So when you're wishing someone a good day, and I do that, I wish people good days, and my intention is that they're gonna have a good day according to what they consider good, right? Because what you consider good may be different from what I consider good, just like this to salespeople. I still wish people good days, but if you think about it, what is a good day, right? A good day for you may be different from a good day that I have. I might, and a lot of times in my groups, when they say their goal is to have a good day, I'll ask them to clarify, well, what does that mean? What does that look like? Right? Describe what that looks like. At the end of the day, if you had a good day, what would have had to happen in order for that to be? What does it look like? And so, trying to come up with goals and trying to set your intentions for the day, I ask you to do the same thing, right? My goal today or my intention today is have a good day. Well, what does that look like? What will have to happen, right? What would you have to feel in order for you to have a good day? I tried to do that also with behavior. It's very difficult for me because, there are good children and bad children, and there's good behavior and bad behavior, right? But a lot of times we associate the word or the behavior to the child, right? Are you going to be a good boy? You're being a bad boy, or girl, whatever. And instead of the behavior that's bad, you're behaving badly right now, or that behavior is not acceptable. I don't want you doing that anymore. That's not a good behavior, right? That's bad behavior. I want you to do this because this is good behavior, and I know you're capable of doing this because you're a good boy. You know what I mean? You don't want to label someone as being a bad boy or a good boy necessarily, but I think when a child is behaving bad, they're still good. They're still good people. We don't want to make this a moral thing, right? They're not evil, but so you want to correct the behavior, and I'm working on that myself as far as my grandson and myself. I am a good person, right? I make mistakes, and I've I got to work on some behaviors that are not necessarily good, but that doesn't make me morally evil, right? And so I think we got to get away from that good and bad as far as people. I'm listening to this Audible, which happens to be a required reading for my class. It's funny how that happens, right? Quite a few times that's happened, actually. But anyway, so I'm listening to it, and it's talking about how we attach our emotions, our feelings to our being, right? Instead of I'm experiencing a sore head or a headache, you say my headache, right? My bad back, instead of my back is in pain right now. And so I know you might be thinking, well, that's semantics, it's just wording it differently, but words can have a profound effect on how we perceive things. We've talked about that before, and also how we react to things and how we deal with things. So it is very important how we word it, because how we word it and how we think of it will dictate how we respond and behave to it. And they're also talking about how we want to fix things right away. Like if we're having a headache, or we're having experiencing some stress or anxiety, instead of looking at, well, why is my body giving me this signal so that I can, no, we want to numb that. We want to take a pill, get rid of the headache, right? Instant gratification. We don't want to look into why we're having a headache, right? And it talks about this story about this priest who went into this mindfulness center that the book is talking about, and he says, he kept having migraines. He had a headache at work, and so he took some medicine for it, and then he kept having migraines. So he went to a doctor and he got prescribed a medicine for it, and then he developed an ulcer, and then he had medication for that, and I think maybe he changed his diet or whatever, but and then he had a mild heart attack, and it panicked him enough to realize that his lifestyle was stressful. He was a type A personality, and he lived, I don't want to say type A personality, he lived a lifestyle of a type A, which was go, 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 go. And his body was trying to tell him to slow down. So sometimes when we have these things, we attach those emotions, and we try to fix it without having that mind-body connection. Well, why am I feeling this? Why am I experiencing this stress? Why am I experiencing this pain? And it may be just because, right? And we just need to go through it. Like when we have a loss for a loved one, right? Why we experience this pain? Well, we're grieving, right? And sometimes we just have to go through it and experience it. It's not necessarily telling us our body's ill. but it just makes you, you know, question, especially the Western philosophies of fixing the pain, right? We're not supposed to be suffering. We're not supposed to be stressed out. Who said? Because actually life is about stressors, and our body experiences stresses all the time for good reason. And who says we're not supposed to suffer, right? Because part of growth is suffering. Part of growing is painful. I mean, they call it growing pains for a reason, right? And so the suffering that we have, again, looking at it as differently, having a different language around it, having a different perception around it. I know I've been all over the place today. I've just had a lot of things in my mind, in my head, thinking about, trying to disassociate. I've been thinking about a lot of things, and I don't know, I'm just kind of looking at life differently, and I just wanted to share that with you today. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you remember to let the people that you love know that you love them. Send them that text, give them that call, give them a great big hug. If you can, live your life enthusiastically, because there is no other way. Follow my other videos. I'm on YouTube under Doreen Cunha. Also Instagram, Facebook under Recovery Enthusiast. Might be under Doreen Cunha as well. And if you like my videos and you want more content, I've got my blog on my website under recoveryenthusiast.com. Until next time, guys, stay blessed and peace.